It's the quarterback, so to speak, of this whole sort of layout, right? The quarterback is able to give all these pieces. And even look at this testimony we're hearing right this moment, talking about the canvassing of surveillance videos. Even this witness wasn't the one that did all of them. And as an experienced attorney, I could realize what's happening here. This prosecutor is leading in this area because even the witness himself isn't real well versed on all of the canvassing that happened. And he's really guiding him through this in almost a leading, almost objectionable fashion. But that's what you get when you got a case detective on the stand that has a piece of all the things. And he's giving like a narrative and an overview of all of it and really putting you in the seat of the detective. As the evidence started to come in, the questions about, you know, the phone being found at her house, and then we got the wallet and other things. And we're going to hear about more possessions of the decedent being found in the defendant's home in the coming pieces of testimony.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And, you know, it's real good trial strategy. They brought on some of the other witnesses to give the details. He's just kind of, again, as you said, giving us some of those broad strokes, which are helping them sort of get through this story. And I think the prosecutor's coming right up to that line of leading, but not quite crossing it. So I think he's, again, doing a really good job. I wanted to ask you about this crime itself. There's a lot of people online, and I initially felt like it's hard for me to believe that this particular defendant could have been the one to cut this head off. And you immediately turn to who could have done it? Well, the other person that was her partner in crime could have been the young husband, the son, who was having issues with the father, right? And he was a little bit dishonest in his explaining of the relationship between the two of them when he was talking to police. We do know that some of the cameras were disabled, and what's his job? He's a security camera install person, so he would know how to do that at both homes. Apparently they were disabled right around the time that this happened. What do you think about his possible involvement? And again, they're relying on this phone, but the phone really isn't the end of the inquiry.
Yeah, I mean, this is why our criminal justice system is the best in the world. Proof beyond reasonable doubt is a high standard, Michael. And the prosecutors are going at it the best they have, right? And that's where she got herself into trouble. She got herself into trouble with the statements. She got herself into trouble with admitting to hitting him over the head. So at least they have one. If there's more, they have the primary.
All right, David Bruno, thank you so much for joining me this last hour.